Welcome to the Awaken on Purpose podcast, where each week you'll hear inspirational stories of heart-centered leaders who have awakened to their higher purpose and taken that leap of faith to follow their heart and make an impact in the world. Get ready to be enlightened, empowered, and transformed with your host, Jennifer Spohr.
I am so excited to welcome as our guest today, Angela Marshall. Angela, also known as Author Stone, is an Augusta, Georgia native, entrepreneur, and positive words powerhouse that utilizes her personal life experiences of struggle, strength, and success to captivate audiences and readers abroad. Author Stone is a motivational presenter, published best-selling author, columnist, ex-NFL wife, and creative writing consultant. Having struggled through a lavish but sorely lacking lifestyle as a former NFL wife, that chapter in her life proved pivotal to her Wise Words Woman nickname. It also produced the transparency in her inspiring, Inquiring Minds Want to Know auto-biography, Reality to Rags to Riches, the story and life of an ex-NFL wife. Angela has been featured on the world's most influential platforms. Welcome, Angela. I am so happy to have you with us today.
Hi, Jennifer. Thank you. And I am happy to be on the Awake and On Purpose show. Yay! Woo!
Yay! Thank you. I just love your energy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Positive energy, positive flow. Positive energy, positive flow.
Exactly. Where our attention goes, energy flows.
Yes, ma'am.
We would love to know, your story has so many facets to it, right? What inspired you to do the work that you're doing today? We'd love to know how you got to where you are now from where you were.
Okay, absolutely. Let me just say this. I know that there are a lot of people out there with the same issues, the same problems, like they face the same lows and valleys that I face in my day-to-day walk. And so I just decided that I would, put my truth out there for everybody to see, for everybody to read, for everybody to hear, with the hopes of being able to inspire, being able to impact, and being able to improve lives as I do those things for myself. One thing that I've learned during this journey of mine is that information is outer, but inspiration is inner. So even though I can write books or have written books and put information out there, I needed to do some work within myself so that I could then transfer, or I could just, really help other people to get to a certain position and to get to a certain point in their lives as well. So it wasn't like I woke up one morning and said, Angela, I think, you should just tell all your problems, tell all your issues to the world. It wasn't that. It's just that the things that I've gone through, the things that I've lived through, then the things that I've overcame and am still overcoming, I just wanted to share that with other people. So that was the whole premise for me starting the platform, The Story and Life of an Ex-NFL Wife. And then I just opened it up. I made it a lot more layers so that, it would be able to inspire a lot more people.
That's so awesome. And, what you said about the need to do the inner work is so key. And I've been in this place myself. So many people spend their lives chasing for things outside of themselves, thinking that that is what will bring fulfillment and joy, right?
That's correct.
Right. And then we figure out that that's not actually the case. It's actually the reverse. It's by doing the inner work that we're actually able to change that outer reality.
That's right. I mean, that's so true, because for years, I had a lot of materialistic things. I've had monetary, reward, if you would. But it wasn't until I actually started figuring out and dismantling and then putting those pieces back together again for Angela to truly experience joy and happiness. It wasn't until I started doing the inner and just helping myself to embrace me. And then for the things that I didn't want to embrace, I had to change, and that takes work and that takes willpower also. So yeah, I'm just a firm believer that if you don't do the inner work, your outer, everything will always be temporary on your outer. So you have to do, at some point, you have to face your inner in order to have that permanent peace and that permanent joy and that permanent love.
It's almost like sometimes we have to lose ourselves to find ourselves.
Absolutely. You have to lose yourself. And then I'll do one better. I think sometimes you have to die to certain things also in order to live. Because for so long, I just walked around existing in this space, even though, yeah, I had breath, I had, I was functioning from day to day, but I was not truly living. Like I am truly living now. And that's not without issues. It's not without problems. Obviously, it's not without low moments or low days, because I surely, hands up, I surely have those quite a bit. And that's where my circle, where my supporters and, then just that inner strength, because that outer wars with my inner constantly. So, I think that inner work, at some point, you will have to face yourself and you will have to do that work in order for you to be able to be, and this is still the title of your show, awake and on purpose. Yeah, you got to, you have to do that inner work. And I found out that I was a complete mess, Jennifer. And so I just said, you know what? Instead of blaming other people, other situations, what I didn't have, what I did have, just everything that was outer, I needed to really turn a lot of things on myself and, just figure life out so that I could live my blessed and my best life.
And I just love how real you are. And it's true. And I have my bad days too, and my bad moments. We're all human, but the difference is that when you're living with a sense of purpose, when you're living intentionally, those moments are a lot less. Most of the time when we feel unhappy, when we feel anything less than gratitude and joy and happiness, it's because we're swimming against the current,
Correct. That's right.
Yeah, we have a feeling about something, but we resist it. And I feel like that's a lot of what causes our unhappiness.
Absolutely. I think anytime you're doing something where you're out of position and you're not really walking in your full potential, then yeah, it definitely will ruffle you. It's going to rumble you. It's going to make you feel uncomfortable and uneasy. And I'll be the first to say, I hate that. I hate that feeling, because then I know I'm like, here's another level of growth that I got to face and that I have to do. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. I have decided to get on this journey of just being very, very transparent, very truthful, to really help myself. But then also, I know that pouring out, that will help others. So I just know that the more you do the work, you do the inner work, then the outer becomes just a little bit more tolerant. You can walk confidently and boldly and say, okay, this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. And it doesn't mean that that path is always going to be paved. Sometimes it's dirt, rocks, sometimes it's mud, sometimes it's swamp, it can be different things. But doing that inner work, which a lot of us, including myself, just really despise from time to time doing, but it's so necessary. And I will say that ever since I've started on this journey, having to face myself, I'm learning stuff about myself, Jennifer, every single day. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing too. Every experience in our lives shapes who we are. What experience in your life do you feel has been most significant in shaping who you've become today?
Well, I think just the trials and tribulations, the struggles that I've gone through, the stumbling blocks that I continue to turn into stepping stones, those are the things that has shaped me. So I don't think that it was like one event. It was just a compilation of me just living life, me existing through life, me trying to figure out life, that has groomed me to be this motivational, inspirational presenter, an author, and then also just wanting to be a connector, wanting to be in service in any way that I can to help improve other people's lives. Because I guess I just get so excited from the standpoint of, I know how inspiring and improving and positively impacting my life, what it does for me, and I want to do it for other people. So I think that just floating through life, going through my ups and my downs, it definitely has made me the person that I am today.
I love what you said about stumbling blocks becoming stepping stones. I don't think I could say that really fast 5 times without
stumbling blocks, stepping stones.
Okay.
Yes.
I said that very intentionally and very slowly. But I love what you said about that because it's true. In order for us to value where we're at and to be grateful for where we are, we have to experience a certain level of contrast. And there is no failure, right? It's like I view failure as really just a learning and an opportunity, not just to learn, but to course correct.
Right. Redirection,
Exactly.
And that's so important. It really is, because I think that when you're on a wrong path, again, it gets uncomfortable, it gets tight, it gets cramped. And then it's like, okay, no, maybe I should turn left, or maybe I need to be turning right, or maybe I need to be doing this or focusing, on this, or less distracted, when it comes to certain situations in our lives. And then it forces you, it does. But if you look at everything that is of quality, everything in life, whether it's diamonds, whether it's the airplane taking off against the wind or bouncing a ball, you got to pull it down first before it excels higher. It's everything that is going to be great. At some point, you got to really force it. You got to really squeeze it to make it what it needs to be. And I'm so happy that this platform of mine is being viewed as what it was intended from my heart, and not as, this shallow, NFL wife. What does she really have to talk about? Is she just going to talk about shoes, clothes, a glamour and glitz lifestyle? Absolutely not, because that's not what my platform is about. I utilize the whole NFL life just as a tool to really raise curiosity more so. But once, people hear my story and they hear my stumbling blocks, the stepping stones, they're just like in awe, because I guess they figure that lifestyle has no issues, or it didn't have any issues, and it was plagued with it. But it was plagued with it because I had not done inner work on myself. Yeah.
Faith and mindset are, I feel like, 90% of the journey in terms of moving forward on our path. And there are a lot of people out there who are feeling called, right, to do something different, to make a bigger impact in the world, but they might not be taking action because they might feel overwhelmed, or they might feel fearful about the unknown. What advice would you have for others who are feeling called to do more? What would you say to them to help them move forward?
Well, I'll just use my own experience, because I actually was in the corporate world for about almost 18 years before I stepped out, as you say, on faith. And I agree with you, because that's definitely faith. I had a cushy job or career at this really, really elite pharmaceutical company. I had benefits. I was set, put it that way. But I was not fulfilled. Like I was making money. I was, able to live a comfortable life. But there was still something that was tugging at me, which I know now that that's my platform, and it's writing and other titles, other things that I will be bringing out a little bit later, different training sessions that will flow and, will coincide with my platform. So I just was not comfortable. It kept tugging away. It kept tugging away. It keeps tugging away. It keeps tugging away at you. And, you just have to, in my opinion, I had to make a decision whether or not I was going to go for convenience or I was going to go for calling. And convenience would have had me stay in a life of existing, just going with the flow. But the calling actually has me in a life of living. And so now, one of my talking points is live vicariously through yourself. See, I had just been living through what other people told me I needed to do. You get a corporate job, you get benefits, you do this, you do that. And I'm not exhorting anybody to quit their day job, their night job, or anything else. But if you're not fulfilled and you're feeling like where you're at is not what you really want to be doing, it's not your purpose, and it's not really utilizing your potential, then you have to take the necessary steps. The first thing would be, I would say, really reconcile in your mind what you want to do and why you want to do it. And then you just go for it. It's kind of like, I think it's Steve Harvey that says jump. As you're going along, that parachute, it may not function properly, may get some nicks and some cuts and some scrapes and bruises along the way, which I did. I got quite a few of those. And honestly, I still do. Like, this is my third year doing this in circulation, and I still get bumps and bruises from time to time. But I know that this is absolutely 100% what I was meant to do because I'm happier. I'm more at peace. I'm more fulfilled. The light just shines so bright in my life, in my day-to-day walk. And so I know this is what I was called to do. So if anybody is feeling that way right now, again, you first you have to decide. You got to stop warring within your head all the reasons why you can't make it, and then give that one reason why you can make it, and then you'll be able to do it.
Yes, yes, yes. Instead of asking why, ask why not.
Yeah, ask why not. And the list is going to mount up against you, because it did for me. I was like, oh, well, I'm making this much now. I'm doing this. I have this. It was just this long list of why I should stay fulfilling somebody else's dream as opposed to mine. But then that one reason, which was a very important reason, Angela, you're not fulfilled. You're not living your best life. You're not in the position where you're utilizing everything that is within you. And see, now I am. But the down days, it's still problems. It's still issues from time to time. I'm still kind of going through battles and whatnot, but I'm winning a lot more of the wars because I'm actually doing what I believe I was formed, I was created, and I was born to do.
And that's real.
Yes.
That's growth.
Situation right? Where people are going back and forth and you're like, oh, I'm dreading, I'm hitting the snooze on this alarm clock like 60 times. Or, I'm really just outgrown my coworkers or my employer or my employee or, whatever. Yeah, I would say it's probably time that you move from fear to faith and then to favor. Yeah, absolutely.
That's real. That is real life. And a lot of times when we feel inconvenience, that's only a result of our own fear about the unknown, right?
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. I tell you, I just experienced it here about a week ago, Jennifer, and I was just like battling with myself. And I would also tell your listeners, not only is it important for you to take that leap of faith, but when you take that leap of faith, you got to make sure you have a good support system. You have to have people in your corner and people in your circle that, support you, that can help you, that can, strengthen you every step of the way. Because when I have defeating thoughts or I have negative thoughts in my mind, even now about my brand or about my business, certain things that kind of get me down, because I'm still struggling with, let me just be honest, I'm still struggling with rejection. So when I get an email or I get something, where somebody kind of questioning the validity of my platform, which I shouldn't be bothered because it's my platform, but I'm human and I will still kind of feel like that little girl that's inside of me that wants to be accepted, I guess. But my friends, my family members, definitely my circle, they are Johnny on the spot. They're just lifting me back up, giving me, the love and the strength and the encouragement for me to be able to fight another day, to win, to get back in that ring and do what I need to do for this purpose of mine.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it does happen. It happens to me, you, it happens to everybody. And I believe that each one of us is unique and we also have certain people in the world that we're meant to serve. So there is always going to be somebody that doesn't resonate with your message. And it's really important. Even though I know sometimes it's easier said than done, it's important to understand that we don't have to take that personally because not everyone is meant to resonate.
That's right. But it's hard. It's so tough because I think just in us as humans, there's this, I want everybody to be as excited and as proud, as I am for my venture or for my product. And you're right. Somebody somewhere is going to have something to say. Or I look at it as this. They're well within their right because just because what I say may not resonate with them, something that someone else says may resonate with them. And that may be their choice for motivational or inspirational presenter. Or maybe, my genre of book does not appeal to them. And that's okay. But this is me talking to myself. Like I have to continuously tell myself, it's okay, Angela. It's okay. But you're right. It's hard because just that need to feel accepted and to feel liked, it'll have you battling with yourself back and forth constantly.
Yeah, and it's important for everybody to know, please, please do not dim your light to fit in because you're afraid of others' opinions. Please.
That's right. Ever. Because, some days I look at it like this, some days you're a night light, some days you're a spotlight, some days you're the sunlight, but never, ever, ever let that light go out. Absolutely. Because like I said, personally, I definitely have those down days and those down moments where I question myself. I question, is this truly, truly, honestly the path? But again, I can make a list and I can have 50,000 reasons why, defeating thoughts. But I think that's a part of the struggle to strength also. Because like you mentioned earlier, or I think, maybe you and I were just talking, pain is a part of the process. So you have to endure a certain amount of, I guess, negativity, a certain amount of doubt, a certain amount of fear in order for you to get over to the next part, which is the most important part, which is the faith. And now you're fearless and now you're doing it, So yeah, it's a day-to-day struggle, but I will say that being awake and on purpose is a compilation of making sure that even in those moments where you feel a little insecure, you pull through it. And it's okay. It's okay sometimes to not be okay, but just redirect, rezone, refocus, rejuvenate, all of the re's, just do them and get back on the grind.
Absolutely. Get back on it.
Yes, get back on it. Absolutely.
So if someone wants to learn more about you, if our listeners want to check out more about you, where can they find you?
So I am on every social media outlet platform known to man. Like I'm on LinkedIn, IG, Facebook, Twitter. Also, I have a personal website and it is inotherwordsbystone.com. So www.inotherwordsbystone.com. You can also Google, or they can Google Angela Marshall, Augusta, Georgia. Everything that I offer, from books to, them to be able to reserve me for speaking opportunities. I speak and I train on embracing the greatness that is within you. And then also one of my segments is turning stumbling blocks into stepping stones. And all of that can be done through my website.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Angela. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. And the awake and on purpose, I appreciate the opportunity and the consideration to just share my story, to share the different pitfalls that I've been able to get out of. And I'm just excited. I'm excited because I know that life is definitely to be lived, is to be lived filled, is to be lived just fueled with all the great things that are within inside of us. So yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. We are not meant to go through this journey alone.
Nope, not at all. And the other piece is having the links outside, just like you and I connect and others that connect. Sometimes it's about that, not just the family member piece or the close friends piece. It could be just having a good networking circle where you have good people that understand that, yes, I am going to, help you or be in service to you to get to the next level. Because in giving and in helping someone else get to the next level, I think it automatically helps us get to our next levels too.
Oh, I agree. Absolutely. By giving back to others and helping to heal others, it's just as healing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Angela, for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Awake and On Purpose podcast. Please visit us and subscribe to the podcast at awakeandonpurpose.com so you never miss an episode. To learn more about how you can connect with your higher purpose and take that leap of faith to make your impact in the world, visit us at jenniferspor.com. And while you're there, be sure to join our email list for exclusive offers and a weekly dose of inspiration.